Okay, this video is going to be incredibly organized and articulate. I am not just going to ramble on like I'm Twitter-pated. This video is going to make complete sense. And yeah. Okay, who am I kidding? The rest of these videos are going to be a sloppy wet kiss, okay? It is not going to be an unforeseen kiss because when heaven meets earth, it is a sloppy wet kiss. Who came up with unforeseen kiss, please? Okay, I'm sorry. If you're an unforeseen kiss person, I will gladly stand beside you and worship my heart out with you. But when it comes to that point in the song, I'm going to belt out sloppy wet kiss. I am sorry. Okay, you see, already this video is incredibly weird and random. And anyway, if you don't know what I was talking about, it's a song, okay? Sloppy wet kiss, sloppy wet kiss, sloppy wet kiss. And so let's get on with the sloppy wet kiss, shall we? I began to feel so much over the weeks and months that I attended Grace Vineyard that I had to do something with it. I couldn't help it. And so for the very first time, I went like this. I raised my hands. I just had to. And as soon as I did, the whole place turned and gasped and stared at me like I was a freak. Well, no, they didn't. They didn't even notice, of course. But I felt like that's what would happen. It didn't. No one even noticed the little lady with her hands raised in the middle of this crowd of people who were all going nuts. And so when I discovered that this wasn't shocking to anyone, then I did this. Well, you can't really see it, but I sort of did this. And then finally, I was standing there with my arms out and my head back, singing with my whole heart, as if I had been clinically depressed for a number of years and was finally coming alive again. Actually, I was the guy. Remember the guy at Christian Center who was lost in worship before the service even began? I became that person. And I remember I would stand by the projector because, this was quite a while ago. And so they projected the words to the songs on the screen. And I had my spot. I always stood right by the projector and I was lost in worship every Sunday. And my heart was finally coming alive after being so dead for what felt like so long. I was starting to love again. And I'll never forget the morning that I danced for the first time. I felt so much. I just felt so much. And doing this wasn't enough anymore. It just wasn't enough anymore. And so I decided, I don't care. I'm going to do it. And so I gathered up all my courage and I walked to the back of the gym and I'll never forget walking back there. It was like this epic scene in a movie where someone is walking to like their death. I don't know. I just felt so scared. But I walked back to the back of the gym and when I got back there, something inside of me just erupted. And everything that had been dead for so long just burst to the surface like a geyser. I can't even talk. And I danced. And you know what? I didn't get any weird looks. And when the song was over and I stopped dancing, I just felt newborn. I felt like this is it. This is it. This is what I've been wanting all of my life. I'd always believed in forgiveness. But you can believe in something or think you do until the rubber meets the road and it's actually you and it's your sin. You've done the unthinkable. And sometimes it's different when it's you. I remember there were some weekends when they'd have a Sunday evening service at, I think they called it the Ministry Center. But anyway, I remember one Sunday evening I was there And during worship, the worship leader said, okay, I want you all just to sit down now, and I'm going to play a song over you. And so we all sat down, and he played this song on his guitar and just sang it over us. And almost immediately I started to bawl, because the song he sang was a song from the Father to us, as if God was singing this song over us. And it began, come to me, my people, come. There's no need to be afraid of your Father. When I see you, I will run. I will be there. And I'll maybe put a link to the song in the comments below. But I sat there and bawled the whole time he sang that song. It was as if there was no one else in the room and God was singing it straight to me. And I just knew that he forgave me, that he had forgiven me long ago, and that I was his baby girl. And I remember driving home from that service still crying and having to pull over to the side of the road because I was crying so hard I couldn't see. And just sitting in my car at the side of the road, crying and crying and crying as God's forgiveness washed over my heart. And that was just an incredible experience. I haven't said anything I was going to say, but I'm so grateful to remember these things. And I'll try and do a little better next time. But I'm enjoying this sloppy wet kiss.